Good afternoon. It's Friday, 15th of May. It's just gone 1 o'clock. After my ride to Warrington a few days ago, 5 days ago, on the Sunday, I've not done any more cycling. Oi! Stupid woman! It's not like putting your bloody hand up. Got my bloody front light on too. This is what we have to put up with every single day. Clueless people. No wonder I don't relax until I'm in the Peak District or Cheshire Lanes, away from your typical road traffic. So I've got my Garmin light on at the back, my Garmin radar, and my Ravemen light at the front, and yet people can't see you. I've also got a cycling jersey with reflective strips that the sunlight reflects off and headlights, but nope. But anyway, unbelievable. Lady just put a nonchalant hand up as a half-assed apology. Not good enough. Stress levels are up now. I feel like today I've had about 4 close passes in 2 miles. So yeah, another 5 days on after my last ride, and I feel like my laryngitis is maybe 98% recovered from now. I went in Holland and Barrett's and I was asking for some glycerin-based lozenge to slowly suck on as I'm cycling, because that apparently coats the back of your throat. They didn't have any, but the lady pointed me towards some sachets of Manuka honey. Basically just look like a mini version of your cycling gels. So what I've done is I've tipped it into my bike bottle with my electrolytes. So hopefully every time I have a little sip of water, I get a micro dose of Manuka honey on the back of the throat. I've had a sip already and you can taste it. Anyone that's tasted Manuka honey will know it's not quite as sweet, but has like a really deep, earthy taste. Oh God. See you on the other side, people. Right, it seems to be a moron day on the roads today. So, until I get off these busy roads, I'm recording this for my own safety. I reckon since leaving my front door, I've had 10 moments when a car has sent my anxiety levels right up. Too close. Changing lanes in front of me as I'm doing 20 miles an hour. Next person who does it is getting more than a scream in the face. So if it sounds like I'm ranting, but this is the pissed off Peak District cyclist today. In a couple of months, it would be 30 years since I've passed my driving test. I give pedestrians, cyclists, everyone the respect and space they need. There's no excuse. People need updating on the highway code changes, that's what it is. The government brings in changes to the highway code. What, do they expect everyone to go out and reread it? It's not happening. So I need to get off these roads because I am not relaxed. I can even feel the tension in my hands and my forearms. And I'm usually a very relaxed cyclist. Just no need for it. Anyway, we're in eco. Let's go up this little kicker. I don't know if you can see that, I'm putting out 350 watts. Just to get to the top of this little... I'm only in eco. There's no reason for me to be in a higher assist. I've changed my semi-synchro so that when it goes from the small ring to the big ring, it shifts 3 gears on the rear cassette. I thought that would be better. But now, I actually feel like when I shift to the big ring, when it shifts small, 3 sprockets up the cassette now, I actually think my cadence is increasing slightly, so it's slightly easier again. It's not what I wanted. So I'll have to put that back via the YouTube app. We try these things, and if it don't work, it don't work. I've had my Garmin Edge Explore 2 now for 3 years. These have been out for 4 years now. And it was 4 years between the first generation and the second. So I'm hoping for a new iteration this year. And what I do then is, I move this one to my Turbo Vado SL, and then I don't have to move the computer between bikes. I'm putting out 400 watts here, going up a 5%. I'm not putting out stupid watts, I'm only 6 miles in. And I've always been the sort of cyclist that needs 10 miles to even find my range, to get into the groove. It's just the way my body is. We're all different. When I've cycled with my brother, he can go out in the first 10 miles much quicker than me. But then I'm the one pushing out the watts in speed, 40 miles in. We're all different. But I suppose if you've got 2 cyclists like that, the person who has, who's able to put out the power in the first 10 miles should lead off. And then the one who can put out the most power on the home leg, a negative split, can lead up the front on the way home. And that way your average speed is going to be, between 2 cyclists is going to be super high. But at the moment, I'm doing all my rides solo. My son said he's waiting for the summer to join me back out on the bike. I don't know what's wrong with the spring, but I think what he means by that is nicer weather than what we currently got. I can get out before this car. So coming from where I live to Heel Green, near Manchester Airport, I must have gone past 6-7 set of lights. And today, I got stopped every single one. By the last one, I shouted, "Ah!" It's another great thing about riding a bike, even in eco. I mean, I've used 10% here in the first 6 miles. If I would have got through all them lights, I reckon I'd be at 95% charge now. So every time I had to push off from the traffic lights, the motor's giving you more watts to get you back up to speed. And with these bikes being smart, well, it's basically classed as a smart bike because it has a cadence sensor and a torque sensor. So once you're up to speed, the bike backs off the support. Whereas the X35, as long as you was under 15.6 miles an hour, whatever percentage power level you had each level set at, out of 100, as soon as you went under 15.6, it gives you all or nothing. Quite inefficient, really. And this bike is so much faster. I don't need 70 watts once I'm up to 15 miles an hour, just back off. And that's exactly what this bike does, because I've cycled with the phone in my hand on quiet roads and watched exactly how it works. It's so clever. Anyway, I'm going to pull over, 7 miles in, have a quick swig of drink and clear my hay fever nose so you're not listening to constant sniffles like usual. Right, we're off again. I can see on my radar I've got a car over my shoulder. But I always, even though I already know they're there via the radar, I always give them a look just to let them know I can see you. It's subtle, psychological. And I think some people need a reminder there's actually a human on top of the bike. It's not AI driven yet. I've got no range extender today, don't need it. And because of that, the ease, I'm doing 20 miles per hour here, and it's completely flat, 0% gradient, and it's just so easy. 260 watts just to maintain 20 miles an hour, it's so easy. See you later in the ride. I'm getting closer to Pressbury now. I still feel like the road's full of absolute idiots today. It's just gone 1:30 in the afternoon, yet everyone seems like they're in a rush, willing to take a risk, with a road cyclist doing 20 odd miles an hour in front of them. Put me on some super quiet Cheshire countryside lane with like one car every couple of miles. I'm not in the mood today. I feel like I'm on edge with all of the close passes and super fast overtakes. So not my last ride because it was totally flat. The ride before that in the Peak District, I was noticing in level 2 and level 3, if I stopped at the side of the road to answer a message, have a swig of drink, whatever, when they're pushed off, I'd get a very subtle little tink from my rear spokes. So I googled it, and it says your spokes are probably just slightly unwinding and then straightening back up with the torque of the motor. So what I did, I squeezed every pair of spokes that have an X junction that cross each other. Every single one you can get to move, a few millimeters with a reasonable amount of, not even reasonable, just like if you're squeezing an orange. So what I did, I put some true tension all-weather lube on the X junction where each spoke crosses, and rubbed it in with my fingers, and then gently with a microfiber cloth wiped off any excess where the spokes didn't cross. But I was thinking about this motor having an upgrade to 275 watts. I had a look in the app at my settings, and I had, in level 2, power at 80, reactivity at 80, and acceleration at 80, and in level 3, 100 I think. So what I've done, on level 2, I've turned reactivity, which is how soon the motor engages, and acceleration, how quickly it reaches maximum speed, down to 70, and then level 3 to 75, but kept power at 100. So I'm hoping, if you're pushing off on the side of the road, the power will kick in a little bit more gentle, because 275 watts trying to engage when you're only just pushing from the side of the road is a lot of power that the hub's putting out. Maybe the hub's spinning slightly quicker in the rim on the outside of the wheel, which is making the spokes move slightly, and where they cross each other, where it makes an X, the spokes were just rubbing each other and making like a little tink. Well, between changing the settings and putting that all-weather lube is tungsten disulfide, just like Silka. Extremely low friction modifier. So I'm hoping that now, if they do slightly rub against each other, the spokes under torque, that it doesn't make any noise, and also it doesn't wear the coating, the anodized coating. So I'm hopefully that's fixed it. Otherwise, I've been taking it back to the shop where I bought it and asking them to check the tension on all of the spokes, but I can't see the whole wheel being under tensioned, because every single pair of spokes feel roughly the same. They can all roughly move the same amount from the same amount of pressure applied. So it might have just been a mixture between me pushing off and instantly putting out 400 watts with the motor trying to spin up super fast because of my settings. Excuse me. So I'm hoping now that the motor doesn't give, say, 275 watts until 3 or 4 revolutions in. At that point, your wheel's already moving. Because one thing I did notice, I couldn't replicate the noise with no assistance. Even if I pushed off on the side of the road and put out 600-700 watts, nothing. It was only when it was a mixture between me and level 2 and level 3. So hopefully that's fixed the problem. I did have one spoke that worked its way a bit loose a few weeks ago, and I tightened that up by hand. So when you pinged it with your fingernail, it sounded like the rest. And when I squeezed it with its pair, it felt like the rest too. And after every ride now, I check every spoke on the rear wheel and it seems fine to me. I bought the bike at the end of November, but I didn't really start using it properly until February. Hiya, are you alright? Right, so I've pulled off the main road. Don't normally do this on a road bike, but I'm on the superb Middlewood Way. Can go all the way to Marple and to Macclesfield on this. Give it a try. Walking or cycling. It's a great cycling route. Just be mindful of people walking. Right, almost in Macclesfield town centre. I'm gonna go, oh, I forgot to tell you, a couple of days ago, Mr. Peak District cyclist turned 47 years old. And a couple of days before that, Garmin upped my VO2 max to 53. And my maximum heart rate to 190. Not bad for an old man. I still feel like I'm 27, never mind 47. I still feel like I can come back with the same power. I feel like my cardiovascular fitness is probably better. Cheers, buddy. So the only thing I've noticed is probably needing it on the longest, hardest ride is can do with 1 day extra day recovery. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. Especially when you're putting out big walks or long distances. Right, see you soon. Just leaving Macclesfield after going for a mocha. I'm hoping and praying now. I just spoke to my partner on the phone that I have some more respectful drivers now. My partner tried saying, I was explaining about the woman who turned into her driveway in front of my park. She said, she might not have seen you, she might be looking for cars. I said, I have daytime running lights for goodness sake. I have the rave man light on flash mode. How the heck can you not see me? Do I need a floating neon light? Like a video game NPC, where they used to have the circle above their heads, telling you if they're on your team or the other team. Do I need a big sign saying cyclists? But I can sure you can tell with me constantly checking over my shoulder, even though I've got the Garmin Varia radar, I'm not relaxed. And this ain't like me. Anyway, on with the ride. It's chilly today. It says it's 16 degrees on my Garmin, don't feel it. Does it have a built-in thermometer? Or is it getting that information via the app? I don't know. Something for me to check when I go home. I'd love to think that it's real-time temperature testing. Yeah, I think it will be, because you're not always going to have your phone connected to the Garmin. You might be out of data range. Loads of places in the Peak District you can't get a signal. I decided a couple of days ago just to put a single drop of Silka Super Secret Drip on each roller and rub it in with my fingers. It's been sat for a couple of days to cure. It's about the 5th or 6th coating that it's had. Maybe in 1,000 miles. Obviously I'll wipe down the chain with a microfiber cloth before reapplying, but after a few more rides, maybe 2 more after today, I'm gonna do, that was too close as well. I'm gonna do a full chain reset with a mixture of boiling water and a little bit of the Silka chain stripper, which is a fantastic product. Apparently it prepares your chain that well that the wax can adhere to the metal. It's what they reckon anyway. Could be a load of advertising crap. Who knows? I know one thing, after my large mocha and busting for the numero uno. So I know there's a farmer's gate a couple miles down this road where you can get out of sight. Sorry if that's too much information, but with the Peak District cyclists, there's no editing. I'll try and remember to stop recording before I have a pee as well. Time to go down Pexel Road and pick up my average speed. I didn't put my front light back on. That's one thing I will say about the Ravemen light. Once it's underneath your bike computer, it's not the easiest thing to switch back on. The button's in a right stupid ass position. So I'm heading towards Siddington, and from there towards Jodrell Bank, and you should be able to see the dish on camera today. Excuse me. I did say you get warts and all footage with me. Snot rockets, swearing, hay fever sniffles. If you want highly edited videos, watch some of the more professional channels. I'm just an amateur. Looks like I'm going to have a headwind most of my way home today. I'm currently in non-assist mode. Why's my bike switched off? Stupid. This is stupid. I didn't turn it off. Now I'm having to repair. Here we go. Aye, aye, aye. I had it in non-assist when I pushed off. You should be able to keep it in non-assist and ride the bike, right? I still want my live watts going to my Pulsar 1 display. I didn't... Maybe it switched off just before I started pedalling, because it does switch off after so many minutes. It's not like I'm using any of the assist here anyway. I'm doing 21 miles an hour into a headwind, very slightly uphill, maybe 1%. I'm putting out 300 watts. I've got a car approaching, and it's definitely overtaking. All that just by looking at the Garmin with the radar information. I've contemplated getting the rear camera for a few years now, but I'm acutely aware that it's getting old and the footage is rubbish, to say the least. But then, if they bring out a new 4K one, then you've got the Garmin tax. It's probably going to be a £450 buy. So, not unless someone else. This other one, I forgot the name, is it Cyclic? I had an email off them over Christmas with a deal. I think it was £69, and that's a 4K rear camera. But it's not got the radar built in. And I didn't want to carry the Garmin Varia Lite stroke radar and a rear camera on the back. So I'm hoping somebody does an all-in-one. Doesn't have to be Garmin. As long as the quality's decent. Don't even have to be 4K. 2K 60 would be good. I was hoping BleeqUp would listen and they would make one with the same lens that's in these glasses, the same optical sensor, because I'm sure you can agree, for a pair of video glasses, the quality on this is really good. For what it is. And one of the features people don't really talk about, if you've got more than one pair of glasses, you can do chat, and the chat goes through the app and it's instantaneous, and there's no maximum distance. You could have a friend at home who's got the BleeqUp app, sat wearing the glasses, and you could have a chat while you're out on the bike 20, 30 miles away. Although, if that's the case, you can just do a telephone call through the glasses, which I have done, and the noise cancellation's that good. I've been doing 30 miles an hour down the hill, and they've asked my partner if she can hear the wind, and she says, nah. No, she says, no, I can't. Sorry, not my Manchester accent going, nah, I can't. I might be going into a headwind, but with 300 watts, actually, I'm lying, 250. 250 constant. 21.5 miles an hour. This bike can keep up with non-assisted lightweight bikes. And if this is how quick and easy to cycle, the 11.4 kilo, well, it was 11.66 before I made upgrade. 11.4 kilo bike can be this easy to cycle. I'd hate to think what the normal Scott Addict RC could do. Headwind. I'm just under 16 miles an hour, so I could do a very subtle assistance, because you're in the taper zone, the extra 10% up above 15.6. So we're just approaching where you can see Jodrell Bank, the Lovell Telescope. This road's called Long Shoot. It's super windy today. I feel like I'm able to maintain decent speeds going into it. But the thing is, with a headwind, I feel like I'm sucking in that cold air directly coming into my face. I don't want a sore throat again. I certainly don't want laryngitis again. My average speed and my average power is down on my usual. I don't know what's going on. But in the grand scheme of things, does it matter? Does every ride have to be close to 70 miles an hour average in the hills? Is there anything wrong with it being 16? Does my average power always have to be 220 watts plus? Is there anything wrong with it being 200? So I'm just going to try and not focus on that, settle into the ride. I'm going to stop off at Jodrell Bank and have a protein bar and fill up my water bottle and head towards home. Probably about 16 miles to go after that. I'll probably be looking at about 38 miles today before I head back into a 12-hour shift in the morning. So maybe sometimes we should just listen to our bodies. And if your body's telling you on a certain ride, go on lad, push a bit harder, I've got your back, then go ahead and smash it. But if you feel like you're fighting against your own system, your own legs, don't force it. Let the ride come to you. Anyway, there's the Lovell Telescope, standing proud. And if you've been following any of the news on YouTube with all of the so-called UFO files being released by Donald Trump, nice diversion, mate, from the Epstein files. But right, I see when we pull into Jodrell Bank. I don't know if it's this headwind. According to my Garmin, it's 15 miles an hour headwinds. But that's not to say we've not got gusts going up to 25, but I've got no snap in the legs today. I can build up speeds and maintain 18-19 miles an hour easy, but in terms of power, outright power, it's just not there today. Got it? I mean, maybe that laryngitis was a virus. I don't know. It's bloody cold today, I know that. And we're talking mid-May. I've had rides in the past where it's been 27, 28 at this time of year. So, I say in terms of fitness, I'm saying that I could only be 1 or 2 rides short of my usual levels. So, I keep thinking my fitness is low than where it should be. But we could have an unusual year this year. We could have a year where we have gorgeous hot weather into October, late September. And in terms of my yearly miles, I might end up ticking them up, picking the miles up further on in the year, later into the year, maybe towards late October. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, we're at Jodrell Bank. I'm going to top up my water bottle, and there's the Lovell Telescope. Let's have a ganders. Here we go. Here's the Lovell. Bernard Lovell. Amateur astrologist. Just an amazing piece of engineering, that, when you consider its age too. Love it. Protein bar, filled up my water bottle at the cafe. Staff are fine with me walking my bike in and filling my bottle up. But I was just thinking to myself, cycling away from Jodrell Bank, because the path's so smooth, and I didn't have a podcast on. I was listening to the sound of the bike, and you can hear the motor now, just a slight hum. But one thing's very apparent. It's the lack of chain noise on a wax chain. Thinking back to when I used to use oil, or God forgive, Muc-Off. Please, 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 people, don't use any of their products unless it's the bike cleaner. Absolutely awful products. And what gets me is the fantastical claims that they make, and I bought into it all years ago. They're ceramic, thinking it was going to be fantastic. A couple of rides in, and you found yourself with a thick grinding paste, thinking that you'd made a mistake. Just awful. I would rather use Peter's All Weather, which is still an oil-based lube, but they say it's got self-cleansers in. It's an okay product, especially for winter. I've got to admit, if your chain started looking black, but then you reapplied it and then wiped it through an old cloth, your chain sort of did look like it cleaned. But if you've not got a lot of money to spend, and you don't want to spend £20–30 on some Silka Super Secret, my recommendation is True Tension all-weather lube, but not their premium one with the tungsten disulfide, because I find that one doesn't dry properly. It remains tacky, and again, you get a build-up. Just their standard one, it's about £6 a bottle. It's what I'm using on my Turbo Vado, because I'm not using wax on a bleeding hybrid. but as long as you wipe it down between uses, it's actually really good. It's wax based as well. Don't know if you can hear this wind, but wow! It's going straight in my face. I'm heading straight into it. I'm about to turn right, so it would become a crosswind, but I tell you one thing it is doing. It's giving me the old nose dribbles. Right, I'm going to put a podcast on. And I must say, the open ear 4 speakers on this BleeqUp Ranger glasses, absolutely superb. It's making my eyes water because it's coming from my left. It's going straight through my glasses and there's nothing I can do. They're flush with my face. Is this our left? No. I'm not following a map, you see. I'm listening to football daily. I'm sorry if I'm quiet today, but it's so hard to speak in this wind. And I've still got a bit of residual sore throatness from the laryngitis. I think what I'm going to do soon, I'm not in the mood for podcasts, is do something I very rarely do. I'm going to put some music on. See if that helps my energy levels come back a bit. my average speed, my average watts are reasonable, but about 10% down on my usual. Well, maybe 5%. I've been waiting for the zone to, the flow to reach me, but it's just not happening. Don't know what it is. Could be anything. I rushed to get ready today. Maybe I didn't stretch as long enough. I've been eating breakfast before rides recently. I didn't eat. Could be anything. I've had a sandwich and a protein bar since leaving the house. One gel, a mocha. I'm only 28 miles into a ride. Should be enough, right? Anyway, I'm still doing 18 miles an hour. There's one variable I keep forgetting though. It's super windy. I just met a cyclist who said he's done a loop today, yet it feels like he's had a headwind no matter which way he's been pointing his bike. I wonder what year this song's from, what I'm listening to. The song's called More Than This by Roxy Music. Tune. Brian Eno, what a legend. I think a lot of it today is the wind. The odd occasion I've had a bit of shelter from it. I can feel my flow. So I think that's it. I think I'm just paying the wind tax. I mean, I'm not exaggerating, it's super windy. When you're cycling above the cut-off speed, and it's all you, and you're cycling a bike that's maybe 3 kilos heavier than a normal aero bike. I should have gone that way. I always forget that. My word, road surface is awful. One thing I did do, recently I've had 58 PSI in the front, sorry 57 in the front. Let me just pause this music. Recently I put 57 PSI in the front, 62 in the back. That's whilst carrying the range extender. So today I did it 55 front, 58 back, yeah, 58 rear. And to be honest, going over a rough surface in Macclesfield, I pulled over and just let out a quick, just a quick, maybe 1 PSI. And since then, it's been perfect. So I'm assuming that's around 57 rear. So that's what I'll be aiming for without range extender in the future. Maybe with range extender, 59, 60 I will try. Eventually I'll get it spot on. And find out what's the best for comfort and speed. Okay, see you soon. So just leaving Mahle, I'm heading towards the Cheshire Smokehouse, towards the Honeybee Hotel. Just saw a pothole then and bunny hopped it. I wouldn't have seen that if it weren't for the Zeiss lens. I could see the contrast between the tree shadow and the pothole. The Zeiss lens is such an upgrade over the standard ones in these glasses. I haven't got the power today. I might have to touch, but I've not got the power. I think on a day where it's not super windy, and on a day where I'm closer to 100%, I would have expected an average speed of maybe, let me think of the ride where I've done, maybe 16.6, 16.7 miles per hour average. I'm way down on that. Today I'm at 16.2, so I'm about 0.5 miles per hour behind my usual, but I suppose with maybe up to 25 mile an hour gusts, constant 15 mile an hour headwinds or crosswinds, and I can tell I'm not on it today, is what it is. I suppose in a way that's not too shabby. Just come out of the airport tunnels. Close to the cargo centre, nearly home. A little bit disappointed today. I just spoke to my friend on the phone and it's like, I can't get my energy out today, can't get my power. He was saying he's the same, but we both went out for a meal late last night. Then I was thinking I had a rubbish sleep last night, so all these things could be coming into play. And I didn't leave my house until close to 1 o'clock and I'd not eaten. So I just take it as a small blip and move on. And still, let's face it, it's always great to get out on the bike. I am not going to let it affect me. It is what it is. Other days, you feel like you've got boundless energy, unlimited power. Today I've just been fighting it. God knows. Even listening to music's not picked my pace up that much today. I'm listening to Love by Smashing Pumpkins. Love a bit of the Pumpkins. As a 90s boy. it's easier to get through it. The barrier goes too close on the other side. This is the cargo centre, Manchester Airport. Feeling the vibrations through the front of my bike today. I think I'm going to lower the PSI by 1 next time I top it up. And with TPU tubes, you find you're always topping it up by a few PSI before every ride. So I'm going to reduce it by 1 PSI front and back each time until I find, boom, sweet spot. No pinch flats, no squishy tyres, but then a smooth ride. Right, I've got 50% of the battery left and I've done 35 miles. I mean, it's 1,500 feet of climbing, it's flat-ish, but wow, this bike's got a teeny tiny 236 watt battery, and to do 35 miles on 50% of the battery, for me, that's amazing. And as you know, I've got the range extender, and then at some point I'm going to show off the Mahle Energy Hub, which is a little puck that you sit the range extender in, and it can charge via a phone charger, but it's got to be 60 or 100 watt. Not even a 30 watt fast charger will charge it. So I went out and bought the Anker Nano 100 watt charger, fastest one on the market. So just imagine 35-minute cafe stop and your range extender was at 20%, and you get back on the bike and it's 50-55%. Could mean another 10-15 miles before you even move over to the internal battery. For me, that's amazing. Also, if you've got a GoPro or these glasses or your phone or whatever else you're carrying, you can sit your range extender in the puck and charge anything via USB from the range extender battery. Again, how good is that? So I think my 20,000 milliamp hour, or mAh, power bank that I use at home, they're about 78 watt hours. So your range extender's roughly about 20,000 mAh power banks, or 4 10,000. So in terms of charging your phone, your drone, your video recording equipment, it gives you a lot of charging. If you ask me, Mahle at the forefront of all this tech. Where's he going? Out of saddle, smash off on. Straight into a bloody headwind. Well, I've seen 700 watts anyway. Not too shabby. Anyway, back to music. I keep the camera rolling. Bit of head banging. 90s indie music. Don't tell me now, nearly home, that I finally found my power. Because usually on a 60-mile ride, my best power's on the way home, 30 odd miles in. To be honest, I think it was just a bit of coverage and shade from the wind. I've been battling it for the whole ride. Headwinds, crosswinds. Don't feel like I've had a tailwind at any point. It's an awful calmer, that. Cannot get that 16.2 miles an hour average to go up at all. It's got to be my lowest average speed on this bike. Don't walk away in silence. Walk away. Bit of Joy Division. Atmosphere. Touch. Bloop. Track stand. Oh, almost had it. It's a long time of day to try and get out of here. Good man, thank you very much. Silence way. Silence. Illusion. Illusion. Not easy to spot your potholes with all these ray trace shadows, so you have to be a gamer to understand that. My average power is way down, it's just not there today. 210 instead of 220 plus. Just couldn't get it out. Change gear. Oh, I'm in the big ring, that's why I couldn't move. I changed all the way up the gears. I thought I still can't move my pedals. You know you've got a fast bike when you spend 90% of your rides in the big ring. Silence. Go away. Where's my music gone? well, that's another ride pretty much done. 38 miles, pretty much same distance as the other day. Average speed is down, power was down, battled headwinds, no snapping the legs, but miles in the bank. The miles are still done. The miles are still there. I think I had a phone call or a voice message. Right guys, thanks for watching, and join me on my next ride.